Hello everyone and welcome back to Keane Volkswagen. Picking up where our last video ended, we will now be taking a look at the inside of the all-new fully electric Volkswagen ID.4. So if we take a look inside, on the driver's door card you have a storage bin on the bottom, and above this on the grab handle you have this small control panel. Here you will find the switches for the front windows. If you press the button in front labelled rear, these switches will now control the car's rear windows. In front of this is a small rotary dial which will control both the left and right wing mirrors. You can also use this to activate the mirror heating system and finally the electric fold-in feature. So if you switch the dial to this setting, wait a few seconds, the mirrors will automatically fold in. Finally, above this there are two switches. The one on the left will control the child lock and the one on the right will control the central locking system. Moving on, we have the updated leather wrapped multifunction steering wheel. On the left hand side you will find the controls for the car's cruise control. So you have the switch that will turn the cruise control on or off. This button in the center will allow you to choose how closely you follow the car in front when using the adaptive cruise control, which you can increase or decrease using these arrows. Set will allow you to set the speed. Resume will resume cruise control if it has been turned off for a short period of time. Below this you have mode, which will switch between cruise control and the speed limiter function. On the right hand side you have the controls for the radio and instrument cluster. On top you have the switch for the car's voice control system. In the center you have the buttons which will let you choose the next song or previous song on the media system. On either side of this you will have your volume controls, which you can use by either tapping or swiping over the icons. Finally, on the bottom you have view, which will change the instrument cluster display so it will focus in different aspects such as the cruise control function or the satellite navigation. Behind the steering wheel you have the fully digital instrument cluster, which will relay all of your relevant driving data. When a car is turned on, the screen is split into three sections. On the left, the cruise control and driver assist features are displayed. In the center, your speed, gear and range are displayed. Then finally on the right, the satellite navigation and all relevant data with this will be displayed. Now when the car is turned off, the screen will show your odometer, range and battery charge. Next to this you will find a car's gear selector. Twist forward for drive, twist again for B or regen braking, twist back to select reverse. To engage neutral, twist forward one notch. Finally, on the side of the selector you will see a button labelled P, which when pressed will put a car into park and will engage the parking brake. Another important thing to note is that there are two ways to turn on the ignition. Ordinarily this can be done by depressing the brake pedal when you enter the car, or alternatively you can press the start button on the side of the steering column. Behind the steering wheel you will also find the stalks for the indicator and high beam. Then on the right hand side you have the stalk for the wipers, which will also house the switch for the rain sensors. To the right of the steering wheel you will have the control panel for the headlights. By pressing mode you can cycle between auto, lights fully on, side lights and fully off. During this you have the switch for the rear fog light, rear window defroster, front windscreen defrost, and finally you have another button for the windscreen defroster, which in this case uses infrared technology. Moving to the center you have the main touchscreen infotainment system, which we will revisit in more detail in the next video. To give a quick overview, you have different views which bear close resemblance to your smartphones. Like with smartphones, you can also alter the layout by pressing down on the tiles. To save your changes, simply press the X button once you've finished. Swiping down from the top, you can also access key menus very quickly. Once again, you can control what is displayed here by pressing on the tiles. You can also control the brightness and the screen background lighting, so you can choose either dark or bright. Below you have the power on-off button on the far left, along with a series of sliders. The one in the center can be used to control the volume by tapping or swiping over the volume icons. The sliders at either end control the climate control and heated seats if you double tap with both fingers. Likewise, you can control the temperature by tapping or swiping over the icons. Finally, at the bottom you have a series of shortcut buttons. The first button opens up the menu for the parking sensors. Next to this is the button for the climate control system. In the center is your hazard warning light switch. On the right you have a button which will bring up the menu to control the driver assistance features. Finally, at the end you have a button labelled mode, which will allow you to cycle through the various driving modes. Looking below on the center console, you have two large storage compartments which are interchangeable. If you remove the dividers from the front, you can place the fixed cup holder tray in the front compartment. The dividers can then be placed on the bottom to create custom sized cup holders. Joining this, you also have two USB-C ports and an additional storage compartment. If we take a look in the back, we can see on the door car we have another storage compartment on the bottom, along with the window controls on the gloss black grab handle. Moving on, you have the comfort seats, which feature a fold down armrest. Behind both front seats you also get a storage pocket on top and bottom. Finally, at the back of the center console, you will find two more USB-C ports. Another thing to note is that next to the headrest on either side, you will also find these handles which will allow you to fold down the rear seats. That brings us to the end of our video. If you have any questions, do feel free to get in touch with us at your earliest convenience. Thank you all very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.